Welcome to In My Opinion 4, Murdered, So Suspect. You play as Ronan, a detective with a not so great past. While pursuing the Bell Tower serial killer, he is thrown out the window and dies. Ronan is unable to reunite with his beloved deceased wife Julia until he solves the case and brings down the killer. He then teams up with a kid medium named Joy, who has her own connection to the case. I was really sucked in by the story. Yeah, it's basically a whodunit mystery, but watching it unravel before my eyes was a joy, and by the end I was excited to see all the clues come together.
Oh god, that means he was after her.
You don't know that.
It's also a good thing our lead Ronan is actually a likable character. You want to see him solve all this, bring this scumbag down, and finally reunite with his wife. Also, Joy and him work off each other pretty well, and you won't have to worry about secret baiting here either, since the game ties up pretty much everything.
So, we'll be together soon.
Murdered, So Suspect is more in line with an adventure game. You'll be looking for and putting together various clues to solve cases. What's great is the game lets you know when you've gone too far to gather clues, so you won't have to search everywhere in the vicinity. Gathering clues can be easy as just picking them up. However, since your goals, you have some advantages, like peeking through people's eyes or jamming their memory with clues you found to further your case.
I hate being here and wondering if you're okay. You're all I have left. Just like this girl's friend is all she has left.
There's even moments you can cause a little poltergeist to help.
I wish I could say that's the weirdest thing I saw tonight.
You may notice little shields on the bottom of the screen that disappear when you pick the wrong answer. At first I thought they would have some importance, but they just end up being some kind of in-game ranking system that's used for nothing at all. So in other words, pointless. We do have some form of combat here, but it's actually very rare that you have to fight. There are moments when demons pop out so they can suck the afterlife right out of you. You don't whip out some type of ghost gun or something like that. What you'll be doing is hiding, sneaking, and killing. Again, it's very rare to fight these things, and it lasts only for a few minutes. So if you're looking for an action-heavy title, I'll say look elsewhere. I also forgot to mention that you do have another option for possession to help reach certain places. The investigation gameplay wasn't all too difficult. Yeah, I would get some wrong, but most was pretty clear. This doesn't mean I had no fun. It still was enjoyable gathering all these clues and trying to figure out what was the right answer, even though it got a bit easier later on. The little combat sections weren't bad either, as it never felt cheap and worked just fine. The streets of Salem acts as the main hub, connecting with all the little areas in town. You're free to go back to most of the visited areas, but some are locked off after a certain point in the story, so just keep that in mind. You can also possess the citizens and hear their thoughts, but some of it is just the same thing over and over again. While there are main investigations to go through, you also have some side things you can do and pick up while walking through the town of Salem, such as helping other ghosts move on by investigating the deaths and past. These work the same way as normal investigations. The stories are actually interesting and sometimes kinda sad. So not all ghosts in me have missions attached to them, but you can still chat with them.
No, she never knew. Where's the fun in that?
So you stalked her.
I was the only one who appreciated her.
Then there's other pickups you can find that help expand the characters and world a bit. There's stuff about Ronan's past, his wife Julia, the past of the town itself, ghost stories, and more. I can safely say these are worth your time and you should not miss out on any. The game doesn't look amazing, but not awful either. You'll be going to a varied amount of environments while solving this case, such as an asylum and cemetery. Even the hub world of the town looks pretty good, as you can see the remnants of the past. The voice acting is, well, pretty dang good, making each character believable.
People who see things nobody else can see end up living here.
Not that crazy. Come on.
This is especially true with the ghost stories. Being a big fan of those type of stories, I know most of it is about delivery, and they nail it.
Looked at his face, or what was left of his face. It was a single eyeball just looking back at me.
Not all is well though. The game does suffer frame rate drops pretty often during cutscenes and
got us this far,
gameplay.
didn't
It's
I?
nothing game breaking, but noticeable. There's also moments where I either get stuck while trying to get into another area, or the game just wouldn't identify an item and I had to restart. It's not super common, but still frustrating when it happens. Then there's odd things like the voices of some citizens' heads not matching their outer
Wish you
voices.
weren't so clueless at work. You know, this is starting to get unattractive.
I had a real good time with this title, even though it's a pretty short one, ranging from 6 to 8 hours, and that's counting collecting everything. It has a likable lead and a story you want to see to the end, and even though the gameplay is pretty easy, it's still enjoyable solving all the cases. There's not much replay value, and you can't just jump back in the game after beating it. Yep, if you miss something, you gotta start from square one. Then you got the presentation issues I mentioned, like the frame rate that can bog down the enjoyment for some. Though in the end, I say if you're interested in a good mystery, this is one you'll want to solve. I hope you enjoy my thoughts in this game, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.
Here we are, dirtbag. I'm coming back up.